My love, see, don't worry. He'll come around, okay?
I don't understand. Why wouldn't he come around?
Was it not just a food rub they gave you? Did you kill any?
See, I don't care what anybody says. For me, almost cheating in any relationship is still the same thing as cheating. And Middlebrook's Heart Part 2, or Middlebrook's Heart, the transition, called that topic to mind when I was watching the movie. So Middlebrook's Heart Part 2 is a movie that was uploaded here on YouTube. I'm going to leave the handle of the channel that uploaded the movie because I cannot remember it. So I'll also leave a link to the movie in the description. If you've not watched Middlebrook's Heart, I would say that you should pause this reaction video and go watch the Middlebrook's Heart because I would definitely be giving spoilers. Like I'll be mentioning some incidents that happened in the movie. And if you're somebody who does not like to know what happened in the movie before watching it, it might spoil it for you. So please go watch the movie and then come back and watch this. But if you're someone like me who likes knowing whether watching this movie is worth my while and all of that, then spoilers will not be an issue. Sit down and let's have a conversation, right? Hey guys, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. My name is Betty. Welcome to my movie reaction channel. If you're new to my channel and you like things like this, please click on the subscribe button, join the family, turn on your post notifications so that whenever I bring up a new movie here on my channel, you would be the first to know. Brooks Part 2 started with the wedding of Deji Williams and Shayo. We saw that they started dating at the end of Part 1, and we're happy with how they started dating, right? And then in the Part 2, we see them getting married. The marriage was such a sweet moment, and our moment. Like as you're watching it, you'll be like, oh God, when do you understand? It was very sweet, especially when they were saying their vows and all of that. And at the same time, they brought in tension by a lady walking in. What's her name? Her name was Tumi. So Tumi walked in, bringing a lot of drama. You would see her like, who is this one? It was obvious from the viewer standpoint that Tumi was there to cause trouble, that she was interested in Deji. But then Deji is a Jesus baby. Okay, it doesn't seem like the time to come and start moving, like ruffling women's feathers and leaving them disgruntled enough to come and cause chaos. So when you see her, you'll be like, this one where they come like this, like, oh, all is well auntie and all of that. So after the wedding, they had us they had Deji and Shayo in their hotel room. Obviously, the honeymoon, time for honeymoon and time to like consummate the marriage and all of that. And you see Deji moving in, trying to initiate intimacy, but then Shayo just recoiled. And when Deji asked her like what's going on, she said she was tired, which is not an eyebrow raising moment because I feel like most marriages, honestly, consummation does not happen the same day that the marriage happened because usually the couples, either both of them or one of them, would be very, very invested in making sure that everything goes smoothly into the wedding, the planning, everything. So by the time the whole wedding has come to its fruition, you would notice that that particular person or the both couple would be too tired to want to initiate anything, okay, to want to go into the intimacy, in the intricacies of intimacies that night. They no go get strength to consummate anything about the marriage. So it wasn't an eyebrow raising moment because me, I can even relate at the same time to it happens. The next thing they showed us was like the couple were back from their honeymoon, okay, Shayo and Feyi were with Bisola at her office discussing, and they were talking about the honey. I'm like, had the last time we wanna show this people, she said she don't tire. So what happened? What happened? Did they or did they not? Do you get? So they started talking. The conversation went back to the honeymoon. Shayo almost deflected, but the friends wouldn't have that. Okay, until she finally opened up to say nothing happened, and they were like, "What?" I felt like the friends, like they should have suggested something that would try to actively help this their friend because as shown they were very close to her. They know the problem, they know she was molested, and they know that that was the reason probably why her marriage, like, situations were the way it is. So they should have suggested therapy. They should have like encouraged her to seek help. I understand him being understanding first week, second week, third week, fourth week, 1 month, okay, but then 2 months, 3 months, like when are you going to get angry enough to say, babe, what is really happening, what's going on? That's where I say the pacing here is a problem because I feel like Deji's response was not a typical realistic response coming from a man. Even if he was like the calmest of all of them, like he would at least be agitated enough to ask, like, babe, what is going on? He did ask, but it was like towards the end of the movie. That was when he got angry enough to ask, like, what's going on? Am I ugly? This, that, and all of that. Do you understand? That response was definitely not realistic for me. Okay, the movie don't go far, far, far before Deji was angry enough to. Then another thing, Shayo is another person that really angered me in this movie because, okay, fine, we know you have a problem, and we know that because you're going through abuse, you cannot like bring yourself to explain what's going on to your husband. Yes, you need to be comfortable enough. And then of course she mentioned that she was scared of the husband abandoning her, so she didn't want to mention the problem to him. But then these producers, you people did not show us Shayo being how do I say, worried about her situation. There was no place where Shayo was worried. The only time you see Shayo think about the problem is when the husband is trying to initiate intimacy and she's saying no. You've shown us how in love this couple were, okay, how really she wants this guy, but then you're not showing us how worried she is about the fact that, okay, I've not consummated my marriage. I've not had any form of intimacy with my husband at the end of the day. She was not worried enough. This people did not show us, okay, at least show us where she did browse for computer, how to get over her an abuse, how to become intimate with my husband. Show us her worried. Most times they show Sheyi when she's not with her friends or she's not with Deji. You see her pressing her phone and smiling. Like she is not worried about the situation. Deji was seriously being harassed by a business partner who is interested in wanting the relationship to move past business partner level. And we see how the lady tried. Sheyi really resisted. You could see that Deji was like attracted. I won't say will I say attracted to her or like frustrated with what was not happening at home, that he was almost really tempted to get it from her. But at the end of the day, he was persistent. He was strong enough to like resist the temptation that she presented. Then down the line, Shayo is now angry that somebody sent the husband's private pictures.
Oladeji Olukaya Williams. So, you decided to go and get it from Tinu Glover?
All of that. She confronted the husband, and you hear the husband say, you didn't see me this angry when you refused to do anything with me. Like, I'm a man. She was angry, and that her anger angered me as well. I'm like, Auntie, why you did shout? Like 3 months. She was like, oh, because I've not slept with you, that's why you are going to somebody else. But 3 full months, you didn't communicate to this guy, you didn't explain anything to this guy, you didn't say anything. Like, okay, at least try to understand things from his own standpoint. You didn't do any of that, and then now you are angry. You're angry and you're steaming and you're crying, shouting. But Shasha, last, she finally explained that she was molested when she was 15. The way they explained all of that, I felt really touched her explaining all of the things that happened to her. It was really sweet to watch. And I think she portrayed that trauma response from an abuse victim very, very well. Okay. But where I think I have a problem is the fact that they did not start this recovery process earlier. Okay, let's watch the gradual process of them going to therapy. I know they showed that, but like for me, I feel like it was a bit rushed. If people have introduced it earlier, we would have like enjoyed it a lot more. Larry and his wife were already married from Middlebrook Part 1, and we could see how happy and in love they were in Middlebrook Part 1. But then in the Part 2, we see the fact that it is not all rosy inside their marriage. We saw how Larry's wife was dissatisfied with the attention that the husband was not showing to her. The fact that the husband was always working, was always traveling, and doesn't like give her attention. She needs him there, but he's mostly out of town working. In fact, it was insinuated that he came straight from Cote d'Ivoire to the wedding, and then after the wedding, he went back to Cote d'Ivoire. So she was lonely, okay, and they showed us that very, very well. She started entertaining the attention of another man. First of all, this guy came in, introduced herself. She had like a little accident at home where she hit her leg by her bedside table, and there was a scene where she was favoring her leg, and then Suki comes into the equation. Suki already mentioned to his friend that this is Larry's wife, and Larry is somebody that he had an issue with, somebody he was holding a grudge against, and he felt like this is the best time. Like the fact that Larry was out of the country, he was going to move in on the wife and have like a little taste from Larry's cookie jar, right? So he went on to the friend like discouraged him, like it's your fault why he brought your leg out in the first place. But then he wanted to pay back Larry for what Larry did to him, making him lose CEO position and all of that in his company. So he moved in on Larry's wife. Larry's wife realized that he's somebody who has gone through corporate scandal before, realized him at least to that extent. But Larry's wife did not know that he was her husband's rival. In fact, that her husband was very hugely responsible for the downfall of Suki, right? Because Suki trying to be all seductive was very, very irritating to me. Like, and most times, all the movies where I don't see this guy, he's trying to like woo a woman by both body language and facial expression, ends up being very irritating to watch and being a nuisance. I wonder how Fei was able to even stomach that nonsense. Okay. So he used the fact that Fei's leg was bad to like come in and started talking. And then every time you see Suki talking to Fei, it will be, has the foot.
How's your foot?
Why do you keep asking about my foot?
And I'm like, Natrela damn the leg. That foot that you're always talking about. Natrela jam the leg. Or say something more than has your foot, for God's sake. Anyway, she entertained the attention to the extent of her going to his house to eat special fried yam and egg. And things almost went south from there because he tried to get her into bed. He gave her a foot massage, a foot rub, but at the end of the day, she caught herself quite quickly and ran away from the house, leaving her scarf, which I felt was going to be a problem. And it was finally a problem at the end of the day. That's where what I said in the beginning comes in, right? She was already emotionally cheating on the husband by paying so much attention to the guy, to the extent that when Larry came back, he noticed that somebody called her, kept calling her, and she wasn't responding. Larry also knew that they were having like small issues, but then he came back and she was all sweet. That was when she just came back from Suki's house. So I feel like the guilt made her all sweet and everything to the husband. The husband was like, "Babe, are you okay? Babe, are you sure you are fine?" Because he knew that like she was salty for some time, but now she was being overly clingy and overly in love. And then finally, she was also hiding, not wanting to pick calls in front of the husband. The husband felt it. At some point, he almost opened up her phone to like see what's inside because he felt it. But Larry had restraint. Okay, he asked her, "Are you sure there's nothing in this phone that would make our marriage to spoil?" But she denied. She said, "No, nothing." Only for some days later, Suki went to the house to check her up with her scarf that she forgot in his place. Larry was so pissed, knowing that this guy was somebody that had a grudge on him. So at the end of the day, he showed a lot of restraint. You saw him boxing things and pushing things around, but he was not upset enough to hit her or anything. He just left the house. You cannot use a wrong to right another wrong. That's just what I believe. So at the end of the day, she would have like tried to speak with her husband, tried to get attention from the husband, because one, she knows that she's still in love with the husband. It's not like she has given up on her relationship already. If her husband knew that she was entertaining attention from another guy, it would be a huge problem. So instead of like starting to pay attention to another guy, she would have like tried to speak with the husband in any way, find a way to speak with this person and get your points across without bringing in another man. Because even Bible talk when you they look when a man starts looking with intent at another woman with the intention of wanting to have her, he has already committed adultery. So whether it's a physical adultery and everything, and when Busola also spoke with Faye, of course, after making her see that what she did was wrong, he said, "Why will Larry be angry? It's not like it's just a foot rub. It's not like you slept with the guy." I felt like that was insensitive because the fact that she almost cheated shows that she has already cheated, like she has already stepped out emotionally in her heart in the marriage. And also he had the right to be angry, to sulk, to stay away, and she also needs to beg. But then there's another thing that these people did not explore. We all knew that the reason why she did that was because she was lonely. The husband did not have her time. He was always working and always, so something prompted her to act the way she did, right? The fact that she had already accused the husband of being away, not being physically present for her. The movie, they swept that part under the carpet. So as much as she was apologizing for almost cheating on the man, I feel like he should have also apologized for not paying too much attention to her. We should have seen him like assure her that he was going to rearrange his schedule in a way that he would have more time for her, commit to be more present in the family, more present in her life, and all of that. Okay. So as much as she's saying it's not going to happen again, you too, have you changed your ways to in a way that will not trigger that part of her so that she will not come and start looking outside? So I feel like these people, they swept that part under the carpet, and they shouldn't have done that at all. They should both work to fix their problem. The producer should have shown that part. But then the part of her looking to another man for attention is not a production error. I feel like it's just a lessons learned point, a take home point for anybody who is watching. You cannot solve one problem by creating another problem. You cannot use one wrong to right another wrong. It's not possible. It's not going to work. Then we have the part of Bisola and Olumide Badamosi. I feel like their issue was not so much of a problem. Although it's a problem, but like it's not as bad as this other two people's own. Olumide was not being open about their relationship. He wasn't like he was open. He showed that he loved her, but the relationship had no direction. And while she wanted to make him see that this relationship had direction, she started entertaining or dating other men just because Busala in the movie she was 31, Olumide was 36, I think. And so his uncle was trying to make him understand that you cannot keep a 31-year-old woman uncertain about what your relationship is going to be like. Because she's 31, she would obviously want to get married, move on with her life, start having kids. And you're just there, complacent and docile, and just relaxed in the fact that the both of you were dating. So finally, the friends and the uncle spoke with him and made him see that she needs him to commit in the relationship so that she will feel safer and all of that. And they finally got to that point. All in all, okay, we also have Chausson. So we also have Chausson in the movie, Philip the pilot, who was always playing with women, toiling with women's emotions. And then he got like paid back with his own coin. The producers introduced to me who was interested in Deji, while Shoso was interested in her. They were dating, but she was also like eyeing other men and all of that. And Shoso got a bit heartbroken about the fact that she was sending her private pictures to Deji, and like it caused like a ruckus. And I was like, oh, the same way they do other people. So you cannot take what you dish out. So you cannot take what you dish out. But last, they were able to resolve the issue. They continued dating, but me, I'm not even sure about that their relationship or anything. I'm not even interested in them. I don't think they were like, and the producers also want to explore that relationship, because at the end of the day, when Olumide was proposing to Bisola, we still saw, to me, giving Shayo the stinky eye, I mean the stinker eyes, because of Shayo's coziness with her husband. So me, I'm not even sure of that relationship that they have going. But all in all, the movie was interesting. The pace was slightly slow, but the movie was very, very interesting. Do you have any take homes from the movie? What did you enjoy about the Middlebrooks Part 2 movie? Leave it down in the comment section. If you also like things like this, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notification, because I'll be posting content like this continuously on my channel. Lastly, please give me a movie recommendation. Any movie you would like me to watch and talk about, please leave it down in the comment section. I'll definitely want to watch it and come have a chat about it. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you all in my next one.